भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। त्रिमात्रेण
यः पुनरेकं त्रिमात्रेण
ओमित्येतेनैव अक्षरेण
ओमित्येतेनैव अक्षरेण
परं पुरुषमभिध्यायीत
परं पुरुषमभिध्यायीत
स तेजसि सूर्ये सम्पन्नः
स तेजसि सूर्ये सम्पन्नः
यथा पादोदरस्त्वचा विनिर्मुच्यते
यथा पादोदरस्त्वचा विनिर्मुच्यते
एवं स वै स पाप्मना विनिर्मुक्तः
एवं स वै स पाप्मना विनिर्मुक्तः
स कामभिरुन्नीयते ब्रह्मलोकम्
स कामभिरुन्नीयते ब्रह्मलोकम्
स एतस्मात् जीवघनात् परात् परम्
स एतस्मात् जीवघनात् परात् परम्
पुरुषयं पुरुषमीक्षते
पुरुषयं पुरुषमीक्षते
तदेतौ श्लोकौ भवतः
तदेतौ श्लोकौ भवतः।
3 types of Omkara Upasana have been mentioned. So, Ekamatra Upasana, Dvimatra Upasana and Trimatra Upasana. And for each one of them, the phalam also has been mentioned. For Ekamatra Upasana, the phalam is Ridbhihi Manushya Lokam Unniyate. So, he is taken to Manushya Janma once again by the Rid Devatas, which are represented by the Ekamatra, that is Akara. For the second Dvimatra Upasana, the phalam is Yajurbhihi Somalokam Unniyate. So through the Yajur Devatas, the Upasaka is taken to Somaloka, otherwise called Pitruloka, through Krishna Gati, that is understood. And for the Trimatra Upasana, which is nothing but Purna Omkara Upasana, because Chaturtha Matra will not come in Upasana context. Chaturtha Matra will come only in the case of Jnanam, Vedanta context alone, the Turiyam will come. In the Upasana context, the highest Upasana possible is Trimatra Vishishta Omkara Upasana. And for this Upasana, the phalam was said to be Samavihi Brahmalokam Unniyate. Through Samaveda Devatas, he is taken to the Brahmalokam. And in Brahmaloka, because of its extreme purity, almost all sins are gone from the Upasaka, and in Brahmaloka he enjoys Ananda. And the example was given, Yatha Padodaraha Svacha Vinirmuchyate Evamapi Ayam Upasakaha Sarvaihi Papmabhihi Vinirmuchyate. So he becomes free from Papa, just as the snake becomes free of the skin effortlessly. And the snake skin example is for effortlessness and totality. Because you don't see the sign of the previous skin at all. The new skin is as good as fresh one. There is no taint of the old skin. Thus, effortless and total freedom from sins is indicated by this. The same example is given in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also, but there it is for a jnani it is given. Yatha Akilirvayani Valmike Mrita Pratyasthasya. So often they give the example of the snake skin for freedom from the papas. So that through the upasana he gets the highest benefit of Brahmaloka, through which gati here understood Shukla Gati Dwara, which is not mentioned here. It has been already discussed in the first chapter. Krishna Gati and Shukla Gati. Okay? And not only he gets to Brahmalokam, there in Brahmaloka he gets an opportunity for Omkara Vicharaha, where he comes to the Turiyam part of Omkara, which we saw in Mandukya Upanishad, and he comes to Nirvishesha Brahma Sakshatkaraha. And that is said in the last portion, Saha etasma jivadhanat parasparam purishayam purusham ikshate. So he comes to recognize the pure Brahman through Vedanta Vicharaha, Omkara Vicharaha. And how does he do? You have to understand, Brahmaji will be the teacher there. Brahmana Upadishtahasan. And in Brahmaloka, conditions also will be ideal. Therefore, ideal condition, ideal teacher, pure mind, everything is conducive. Only Brahmaloka is once you go, it is ideal. But reaching alone is difficult. Okay? And Purusham Ikshate, Tena Mukto Bhavati, he becomes liberated from Brahmaloka, which we call as Krama Mukti. And therefore, Purna Omkara Upasanayaha Phalam Krama Mukti. That is Trimatra Visishta Omkara Upasanayaha Phalam Krama Mukti. For Ekamatra and Dvimatra Upasana, Krama Mukti will not come, only Samsara Phalam will come. This point the teacher wants to highlight by quoting two Rig Mantra. Which point? That Purna Omkara Upasana gives Krama Mukti, whereas the other two Upasanas cannot give Mukti, and therefore the most important Upasana is the third Upasana. The first two Upasanas are unimportant. So for that he says, Sadetau Tasmin Etasmin Arthe Krama Mukti Phalaka Omkara Upasana Arthe. Etau Shlokau, the following two mantras are there, which the teacher is going to quote and conclude the fifth question, the answer to the fifth question. We will read mantra number 6. Tisro Matraha Mrityumatya Prayuktaha Anyonya Sakta Anaviprayuktaha Kriyasu Bhahyabhyantara Madhyamasu Samyak Prayukta Suna Kampateknyaha. So this is the Rig Mantra quotation given by the Atharvana Veda Upanishad. Upanishad belongs to Atharvana Veda. The Rig Mantra quotation is given. So here he says, if the Omkara Upasana is used as the first or second variety. That is where each matra is separately meditated upon. So, ekaikashaha, akara matra upasanam or akara ukara matra upasanam. Thus, when incomplete Omkara upasanam is done, the phalam is going to be ephemeral. That is being said, ephemeral means what? Punarapi manushya lokam he gets, which is definitely perishable only. Or he may go to Soma loka, which also comes under perishable result, because tetam bhuktva Surgalokam Vichalam Chine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti. Therefore, for Apurna Omkara Upasana, the phalam is ephemeral, finite, anityam. That is said here. Tisroho Matraha. Sorry, not Tisroho, Tisraha Matraha. So these three matras, what are they? Akara, Ukara and Makara. Prayuktaha. When used separately, you have to supply ekaikashaha. So when they are used not totally but independently, that is akara matram or akara ukara matram or ukara matram, etc. So when they are employed incompletely, partially, one by one, etc., then what they will give? Mrityumadhyaha. They are all of finite result. They are all of finite results alone. So Mrityuhu literally means mortality. Mortality means what? Finitude. So when we say human beings are mortal, what does it mean? They are all finite in nature. So here Mrityuhu asya asti iti asyaha asti iti mrityumati. So matraha is trilingam, therefore matraha mrityumasyaha. These matras can give only ephemeral results when they are used one by one independently. Full stop. Prayuktaha. Whereas Anyonya Saktaha Anaviprayuktaha. So they become properly employed when they are mutually connected. Anyonya Saktaha. So when the three matras are mutually connected as one whole Omkara, they become what? Anaviprayuktaha. They will be properly employed. So all the three matras must be together used. They should not be separately used. So when they are wholly used, they become holy. Okay. Anaviprayuktaha is an interesting word. See, viprayuktaha means properly used. Aviprayuktaha means improperly used. Viprayuktaha is the opposite. Aviprayuktaha, improperly used. Anaviprayuktaha means improperly used. Enardam. Okay. So therefore, this compound is a. So if you are finally, yedu solrarne confusion. Therefore, viprayuktaha means visheshena prayuktaha. Visheshena means what? Purnataha prayuktaha is proper employment of Omkara. And anaviprayuktaha means not improper employment. That means proper employment. Okay. Why do they use double negative? Remember, whenever we use double negative, emphasis is there. So when I say tomorrow you come, it is one thing. tomorrow, don't absent yourself. Definitely come. So when I want to emphasize your coming, I use double negative, don't be absent. What Varamal irukade. So varamal irukadena definite varanam. Similarly, not improperly used means definitely properly used. So anaviprayuktaha tisraha matraha. It goes with matraha only. So these three matras, when they are properly employed, when mutually joined together. Okay. Why do you say they are properly employed? Because only when they are together employed, the phalam will be kramamukti, which is permanent result. So therefore it is called proper employment of Omkara, because in this alone a person gets the Purna phalam, Nitya phalam, Ekaya yati anavrittim, Anyaya avartate punaha. Anavritti phalam, Nitya phalam is attained only when they are used like that. That is said in the next line. What is proper employment? The teacher himself explains. Samyak prayuktasu. When the three matras are properly employed, in what? Kriyasu. Here Kriya stands for meditation. Dhyana Kriyasu. In the meditation exercise. So in meditation, when the three matras are properly employed, what do you mean by proper employment? Vahya, Abhyantara, Madhyamasu. In all the three fields of Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. Vahya means Jagrat. Abhyantaram means not Swapnam. Vahyam Jagratana, Abhyantarana, Swapnam Nudva. Vahyam means Jagrat, Abhyantaram means Sushupti, Madhyama means that which is in between Jagrat and Sushupti. What is that? Swapna. So Vahyam, Jagrat, Abhyantaram, Sushupti, Madhyama, Swapna, in the three fields. Okay. When he says these three fields, he indicates the Abhimani Devata of all these things. Jagrat Abhimani Devata is called Virat, the Samashti. Swapna Abhimani Devata, the Samashti, is called Hiranyagarbha. And Sushupti Abhimani Devata, the Samashti, is called Ishvaraha. That means when the Omkara represents Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara, the total. The Mandukyathila we have seen Akaraha stands for Vaishwanara Pratamapada, Ukaraha stands for Hiranyagarbha, and Makaraha stands for Ishvaraha. One is Samatti Sthula Sharira Upahita Chaitanyam, another is Samatti Sukshma Sharira Upahita or Vishishta Chaitanyam, and the third is Samasti Karana Sharira Vishishta Chaitanyam. Thus the one who makes use of Omkara to meditate upon the total Ishvara. Bhashya Abhyantara Madhyamasu, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti Abhimani Devatasu Prayuktasu Satsu. When they are used, what is the benefit he will get? Nyaha na sampate. Nyaha means that upasaka. Here Jnaha stands for Upasaka. That Upasaka will thereafterwards na kambate. First he will not tremble at all. Trembling stands for fear. For thereafterwards he does not know what is fear in life. Because Saha Mukto Bhavati. Brahmamukti is indicated here. Abhayam Pratishtham Vindate na Vibheti Kutascha Neti Gurunapi Dukkhena na Vichalyate, etc. We have seen. That means he becomes free from fear. Fear represents samsara, and therefore he becomes free from samsara. So the liberation is the result of this proper employment of Omkara. Omkara Upasana Phanam. This is one Rig Mantra. And now comes another Rig Mantra which also talks about the same idea. Rigbhiretam yajurбhirantарикшam
Rigbhiretam yajurбhirantарикшam
Samabhiryattat kavayo vedayante
Samabhiryattat kavayo vedayante
Samonkarenaiva ayatanena anveti Samonkarenaiva ayatanena anveti Vidvan Yattachantam ajaram amrutam abhayam Param cheti. So once again, the two results are mentioned. That is, if it is incompletely used, finite result, completely used, infinite result. That is pointed out. Rigbhihi yetam anveti. Anveti comes in the second line. That should be added here. Rigbhihi yetam anveti. So through Rig Devatas, a person attains yetam lokam, that is Manushya lokam. When Akara Upasana is done. So when Omkarasya Akara Matra Upasana is done, that is Ekamatrena Omkaram Dhyayita Sunati Tiripi Solra. So therefore, when Akara Matra Upasana is done, then the phalam is Rig Devatadihi Etam Manushya Lokam Anveti Gacchati Prapnoti. Then Yajurbihi Antariksham. So if he does Vimatra Upasana, then he gets Antariksha Lokam, known as Somaloka, Bhuvarloka, etc. So first it is Bhuloka, the second it is Bhuvarloka, otherwise called Somaloka, otherwise called Antariksha Loka. That he Anveti. Inge Anveti Setikana. So Yajurbihi Antariksha Lokam Prapnoti. Then Samabhihi Yattat. So Yattat na Andalokam Nartam. Endalokam Brahmalokam. So it is the farthest loka, therefore Tat is used. So Yattat Brahmaloka Rupam Phalam Tat Samabhihi Prapnoti, when the Trimatra Omkara is meditated upon. Iti Kavayaha Vedayante. Thus the great rishis know or recognize. Iti understood. Iti Kavayaha Vedayante. Inge Kavina, not poet. Kavina, Jnaninaha, Maharshinaha, Rishayaha. So that the rishis recognize. And all these three results can be attained with one Omkara itself. And therefore the teacher says, Tam Omkarenaiva ayatanena anveti. So with one Omkara itself, all these three types of results can be acquired. It is 3 in 1. So 2 in 1, 3 in 1 la sollala. அந்த காலத்திலே இருந்திருக்கிறார். So it is 3 in 1. It can be employed for Manushya Loka, Soma Loka or Brahma Loka. Therefore tam nanartam trividham lokam nartam. So trividham api lokam Manushya, Soma, Brahma, Rupa trividham lokam Omkarenaiva ayatanena. With the one Omkara, symbol, ayatanamna, pratikam, sulrigana. Ayatanam means symbol. So taking the Omkara symbol, Anveti Vidwan. Vidwan means Upasaka. So Upasaka Anveti Prapnoti. And not only that, after attaining Brahmaloka, the very same Omkara can be again employed, 4 in 1. So again the Omkara can be employed, but here not as Upasana, but as inquiry, Vicharaha, and then the very same Omkara will give Nirgunam Brahma, also Mukti Phalam, also that is said here. Yat tat Shantam Adaram Amritam Abhayam Param Cha iti Anveti Setigana. So Param Brahma Cha Anveti. He attains the Param Brahma, the Nirgunam Brahma also, which is beyond Brahmaloka. Beyond Brahmaloka na, this mera ukandirukku nartham illa. Beyond Brahmaloka means the infinite result. Therefore Param Cha Anveti. Inge what you should add? Omkare naiva. With the help of Omkara itself, a person can attain Param Brahma also. And what type of Param Brahma? That is described. Yat tat Shantam. Shantam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtham Manyante Sa Atma Savijneyah Ityukta Prakarena Shantam. That is ever tranquil. Ajaram, free from jara, old age, etc. Amrutam, free from mortality. And finally, Abhayam, free from fear. So, Parama Purushartha Bhutam, adukku veduthan solrar. Because if I say you will attain Brahman, adunala enna kottuduvom. So, okay, Brahma Praptihi Phalam, what is a great thing? So when we talk about some other thing, a car will come, we can immediately connect it. There is Ananda Hetuhu. And when I say a video will come, Adhika Ananda Hetuhu. So when we are telling the worldly things, Ananda Hetutvam is immediately connected. But Brahman Gadakam Sanna, Enna Prayojanam Gorpam. Adu matramilla Ashabdam Asparsham vare. Neither video nor audio, Ashabdam Asparsham. Arupam, onnu kadiyadadilla. Illa enna periya prayojanam. Don't say that. Shanti. Okay, Shanti is there. Ajaram is there. Amaram is there. Therefore, in fact, that alone is Parama Purushartha Bhutam. And the Purushartha Kamikarathikku thaan in that adjective kuduthirukka. Therefore, Parama Purushartha Bhutam Param Brahma Anveti Prapnoti. So with this, the Rigveda quotation is over, and Omkara Upasana topic also is over. So this is a simple chapter in the sense that many questions are not there. In previous chapters and all, 4 questions, 5 questions, ஏற்கனவே 5 questions இருக்கு. அதுல in each student is asking 4, 5, etc. Satyakama was nice student. He did not give too many problems. He only asked one question. If a person does Omkara Upasana throughout the life and at the time of death also, what is the phalam that he will attain? This was the straight and simple question, and the teacher also did not complicate much, even though a little bit elaboration he did. His answer involved 3 points: Akara Matra Upasana, Manushya-loka phalam. Therefore, I have nothing to give as special summary. So simple it is. So now we will go to the next, the 6th and the last question of the Prashnopanishad. Okay, only one point I wanted to mention. So since in the end the teacher is praising the Trimatra Upasana specially, some commentators say that Ekamatra Upasana and Dvimatra Upasana are really not taught at all. There is no tathparyam in that. This is only to glorify Trimatra Upasana. The Ekamatra and Dvimatra Upasana are mentioned. It is only Stutyartham. but the Shruti does not expect any person to practice these two upasanas. But then why it is said to glorify the superiority of the other one, these two are mentioned. Really speaking, there is no tatparyam. Therefore, first two upasanas are stuti bhutam. The third upasana alone is the main teaching. So therefore, first two upasanas are not included as the primary teaching. Okay. We will read the first mantra of the next chapter. Atahainam Sukesha Bharadvaja Papracha Bhagavan Hiranyanabha Kausalyo Rajaputraha Mamupetya etam prashnam apricchata Shodachakalam Bharadvaja Purusham Vestha Samaham Kumaram Abruvam Nahamimam Veda Yadyahamimam Avedisham Katham te na avakshyamiti Samulava esha parishusyati Yaha anrutam abhivadati Tasman narkhami Anrutam vaktum Sadushnim drathamaruhya Pravavraja Tantva prichhami Vasau purusha iti. So atha. Atha means what? Thereafter. Thereafter, after answering the question of Satyakama, and now comes the sixth and the last student. There were only 6 students and he happens to be the final interview. And who is he? Bharadvajaha Sukesha. In fact, in the first chapter, when the 6 students were enumerated, his name came first. So the question order is the reversal of the first. So Sukesha Bharadvajaha and the order vandhudu. The first student asked the last question, the second student asked the 5th question. Now comes the first student, who is called Sukesha, otherwise Bharadvajaha. 2 names, 1 student, remember. Enam, therefore Enam means Pippaladam Gurum. Papracha, he asked the question. He does not directly ask the question, but he is quoting an incident that happened to him. And what is that incident? Once upon a time, incident is once upon a time. So it seems this Sukesha himself was approached by a prince. So Sukesha, this student himself, was approached by a prince. What prince? The name is given here. Hiranyanabha Kausalyaha Rajaputra. So Hiranyanabha Kausalyaha. Hiranyanabha is the name. Kausalyaha means Kosala Deshavasi. Kausalya. Kausalya also is from Kosala, Rama's mother also. The only thing is Kausalya, Trilingam. Here Kausalyaha, Pullingam, that is the only difference. And who was he? Rajaputraha. Who was the son of a king, a prince. Kshatriya Vamsha. Mam Upesya approached me and Etam Prashnam Apritchata asked the question which I am going to ask you now. Etam na ida ungata kaka porano and the question ketal. So Etam Prashnam Apritchata. And Bhagavan is what he is addressing. Sukesha is addressing Pippalada, hey Bhagavan. So all these indicate the attitude. Okay, that wherever that Bhagavan etc. comes, it indicates how the Guru is kept in respect. Okay, what did he ask? Now we are going to get quotation within quotation. Already Sukesha is talking. And now Sukesha is putting within quotation what the prince asked. Now the prince is asking Sukesha what? Shodashakalam Bharadwaja Purusham Vetha. So, hey Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja is the student of Pippalada here. So, hey Bharadwaja Shodashakalam Purusham. So, the Purusha known as Shodasha Kalaha, the 16-parted Purusha, Purusha with 16 kalas. Kala means part, avayava, etc. Shodasha avayavam Purusham, Shodasha bhagam Purusham. Vetha, do you know? So that the prince asked Sukesha. So which means Sukesha himself was a brahmachari who was in the forest or someplace, who was already learning the scriptures, who was very well informed person. And that is why the prince chose to ask him. But to his dismay, he found that even though he has studied a lot of scriptures, Shodasha Kala topic happens to be unknown to him. Because remember, Ananta Shastram Bahu Veditavyam Alpascha Kalaha Bhagavascha Vigna. No? Ananta Shastram, especially in our tradition, Purana 18, Shruti, Smriti, Upanishad, 220 irukkengra. Nam 6-7 padikkiradhukku kombat. Isn't it? So much struggle is there. Ananta Shastram Bahu Veditavyam Alpascha Kalaha. Namukku irukkira time muhurthathella vitte. How many muhurthams are there, isn't it? There were all these things, duties and all of them having left all of them. The time itself is limit. Alpascha Kalaha Adlayam Bhagavascha Vigna. Talavari vandudradhu, Vekavari vandudradhu, Kaivali, something or the other. Therefore, what can we do now? Yat Sarabhutam Sadupasitavyam. That Shastra is great, and therefore Sukesha himself did not know what this Shodasha Kala is. Okay, then Nammalana enna pandrupom? Bluff, isn't it? So after all, he doesn't know, he is very clear. That's why he is asking. And not only that, I have already learned something. And the very fact that some people are asking questions means I am in a higher pedestal. That means my ego is thicker than the other person. So when I have already studied something, and when already people have recognized me as a knower, then the general tendency will be what? Very difficult to say, I don't know. It requires tremendous humility. See, a man who doesn't know anything, but the one who knows a little, it becomes a very difficult thing to say, I don't know. And the second thing is, it requires tremendous intellectual honesty also. Because if I am a sincere person, I should know with how much sincerity the other person is asking. Therefore, I have no right to mislead him at all. And therefore, the Sukesha was in a fix now, but he says, I didn't have any problem. I said, I don't know, full stop. Therefore, he says, Tam aham kumaram abruvam. Tam kumaram. Kumaram means that prince. That is, what is the name? Kausalya. Sorry. Hiranyanabha. So, tam Hiranyanabham kumaram. Kumaram means prince, therefore he is young still. Kumaram aham abruvam. What did I say? Na aham imam veda. I do not know this Shodasha Kala Purusha. And the worst thing is, the other person doesn't accept it. So you are not telling, you are avoiding, you think that I am not a fit student on a Ethereum. So therefore the other person doesn't accept, because the other person has got so much respect to Sukesha that he cannot imagine Sukesha can be ignorant. This is what we think. Any person who knows a little bit more, and we definitely put him in such a higher pedestal that we think that our Guru is Sarvajna. Need not be. Our Guru knows more than us. He need not be Sarvajna at all. And therefore, the prince is not ready to accept it. Therefore, he says, no, you don't know, you know. And you are still telling, you are trying to avoid, there is some secret. And I have interest jati vara. Therefore, there is something you should tell. So then he says, Yedi aham imam avedisham. If I had known this Shodasha Kala Purushaha, katham tena avakshyam. Why I would not have told you? I would have certainly told you willingly. There is no reason for me to hide. It is not a royal secret like purpose or something. So it is not a secret thing. There is nobody going to suffer out of it. Therefore I can happily reveal this. There is no reason for me to hide. And therefore na avakshyam. And not only that, he says there is another reason. And what is that? Telling a lie is a very big sin. He says, Samulaha va yeshaha parishusyati yaha anrutam abhivadati. So the one who tells a lie, small lie or big lie, lie na, lie then, there is no small lie. Lie is lie, full stop. Therefore, yaha anrutam abhivadati saha samulam parishishyati. He is completely destroyed along with his roots. The Shankaracharya writes, Ikaloka paraloka sukham tasya vinashyati. He cannot get Ikaloka Purusharthas or he cannot get Paraloka Purusharthas, and therefore Satyam should be told, Asatyam should not be told at all. Saha yaha anrutam abhivadati saha samulaha parishusyati. So from this story, Pippalada gets an important hint about Sukesha. And what is that hint? So since Sukesha said that I told Hiranyanabha, confusion I hope you are not getting confused. Because Sukesha solren, Pippalada solren, Hiranyanabha solren. They always, when you go to a family, they introduce 3 members. See, for them it is familiar because they have been living there. And when they tell he is coming, he is telling, I get confused, So, similarly it may happen. So, therefore, Pippalada, the main teacher, now knows about Sukesha very well, because Sukesha tells that I did not tell a lie to him. That means Pippalada knows Sukesha had right values of life. Amanitvam, adamhitvam, ahimsa, shantir, arjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, saidyamatma, vinigraha. That means the student is a qualified student. Vedanta will bless only when these values are there. And that is why in the 13th chapter values were called, in the 13th chapter values were themselves called jnanam, because study of scriptures minus values is as good as ajnanam. Study of scriptures with values alone can be called jnanam. And therefore, satyam, asatyam plus brahma jnanam cannot go. Similarly, all others also. Thus here, the satyam is highlighted very much. And the reason I have talked about before also, in the Kenopanishad, the word came satyam, tasmai tapodama karmeti pratishtha veda sarvangani satyam ayatanam. Satyam was said to be the abode of Brahmajnana. And in the Mundakopanishad we saw satyameva jayate nanrutam satyena bantha vitato devayanaha, etc. So in that context I have already discussed. The idea is this. Satyam as value means what? Speaking the truth. It is a value at the speech level. And there is another satyam. And what is that satyam? Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. That is also satyam. So satyam as Brahman and satyam as the truthful speaking, yathartha kathanam, yathartha bhashanam. Adala satyam Brahma is called paramarthika satyam. Truthful speech is called vyavaharika satyam. Now, vyavaharathila thane. Truth speaking enga varudhu? Vyavaharathila thane. Paramarthikathila speech e kadayadu. Eto vacho nivartante aprapya manasataha. Therefore, speaking truth is called vyavaharika satyam. Brahman is called paramarthika satyam. Now, what we want to say is, if paramarthika satyam has to be attained, we should first start with vyavaharika satyam. Vyavaharika satyame illathavanukku paramarthika satyam engendu vara mudiyum? And therefore, without vyavaharika satyam, paramarthika satyam cannot be attained at all. Therefore, vyavaharika satyam becomes an important value to attain paramarthika satyam. So therefore, here is a very strong word is used. Even in the other Upanishads, use pannala. Inga enna solra? Samoolam. So therefore, with the roots, this person will flourish if he tells a lie. So you can imagine how much importance is given to satyam. That means we can sacrifice anything for the sake of satyam. Therefore, there is no question of for the sake of money can I tell a lie, or for the sake of family I can tell a lie, for the sake of country can I tell a lie. There is no such question. Even maranam is going to come. Satyam should not be given up. That is the idea here. Samulaha va eshaha parishishyati. Tasmat na archami anrutam bhaktum. Then Arjuna Sukesha is telling. So therefore, I cannot tell you a lie and just explain some sort of a kala. Edavadu kala vechite explain mandase, I cannot do that. Therefore, I openly accept my ignorance. Then what happened? Hiranyanabha was disappointed all the way he had come. Therefore, Saha. Saha means Saha Hiranyanabha Kshatriyaha Rajakumaraha. Tushni, he could not comment. So therefore, silently. So one side he feels like appreciating because the other person told the truth. At the same time, he is disappointed because he did not get the answer. So he didn't know whether to be happy or unhappy. Therefore, best thing is what? Namonam. Therefore, Tushni quietly, silently, Ratham Arushya. Because Prince Ajalya. Therefore, he got into that Mercedes Benz. So therefore, Ratham Arushya. Pravav Raja. He went away. So Prabhavraja inge ponanu da artham. Pravrajaha na innur artham irukku. Pravrajaha means sannyasa. Because that is also going away from home, leaving home. Here also it is used in the simple sense of leaving the place. Prabhavraja. Okay. Then people will be wondering, so why are you telling all these stories? So now, Sukesha comes to the topic. Now I want to ask you, what that Shodasha Kalaha is which he asked me. Therefore, tam means tam Shodasha Kalam Purusham Yam Hiranyanabaha Mahyam Prishtavan tam Shodasha Kalam Purusham Tva Prichami. I am asking you. Okay, and what do I ask? Kva asau purushaha iti. Where is that Shodasha Kala Purushaha? Now, Aralama Purushala Patriken, I have seen so many Purushas, but where is this Shodasha Kala Purushaha? Brahmana Purusha I have heard, Kshatriya Purusha I have heard, Vaishya Purusha I have heard, but Shodasha Kala Purushaha I have not seen at all. Where is that person available? Vasau Purushaha iti. Iti must be connected with the first line. Sukeshaha Bharadrajaha Papracha. Thus, after narrating this incident, Sukesha asked the question. And now, he is going to answer. Pippalada is going to answer the Shodasha Kalaha. Those details we will see in the next class. Hari. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.